Well, Queensland is expected to play a pivotal role in deciding which side forms government. Tony Abbott held his campaign launch in Brisbane last Sunday, and Labor will hold its launch there next week. The state has a long list of marginal seats that could go either way, including the ultra-marginal Brisbane electorate of Bowman and further north the seat of Longman. SBS political reporter Richard Davis takes a closer look.
The federal election may well be decided here in the Sunshine State. Queensland is a key battleground. 16 lower house seats are held by a margin of less than 5% and could change hands. And they don't get much more marginal than the Brisbane seat of Bowman.
Searching for votes? What's that? Yeah, searching for votes, yeah.
The Coalition's Andrew Lamming holds the electorate by the razor-sharp margin of 0.01%, just a handful of votes.
Well, as a former doctor, I regard every election as a near-death experience. It's always going to be close for me. It will be for anyone who runs down here in Redlands. Historically, a Labor seat, Bowman. So to hold it here, you've got to be working and you've got to have everything running in your favour.
Despite teetering on the edge, some in the Coalition believe Labor's given up on the seat. Certainly the ALP candidate, Jenny Peters, didn't make herself available for an interview. Local restaurant manager Anne Irving believes the Coalition has the right mix to win.
I think Andrew Lamming will get back in myself, and that's just my view. And from the customers' side, I mean, they're heading towards voting for Andrew again.
Labor also has a lot of marginal seats at risk. It holds the electorate of Longman between Brisbane and the Sunshine Coast by a margin of just 1.9%.
I've been in politics a long time and we've always been contesting marginal seats. I know how to represent my community to the best of my ability and hope that they know how to acknowledge that when the time comes.
He's been getting a helping hand from a long line of visiting cabinet ministers. The Education Minister's been campaigning in Queensland promoting Labor's troubled school building program. He doesn't want to talk about its battle to retain marginal seats.
I'm not interested in the polling. What I'm interested in is campaigning for the likes of John Sullivan.
The Coalition has chosen fresh-faced candidate Wyatt Roy to contest Longman. The 20-year-old's too young to have voted in a federal poll. He believes quality of character is more important than age.
I'm going to be out there talking about the issues that matter to locals. I've been doing that since I've been pre-selected, and I'm going to take, and I have been taking, a very proactive and positive approach.
And some analysts believe the cards could fall the Coalition's way. Political scientist Paul Williams believes a toxic cocktail of factors will lead to a swing against the ALP.
Partly because of the long-entrenched Labor administration that's been in office since 1998 and a reasonably unpopular Labor Premier and some very contentious state public policy. Partly also because of the dumping of Kevin Rudd factor.
He says Labor's proposed mining tax could also upset voters in the resource-rich state. It's not just the marginal seats here in Brisbane that party strategists have to worry about. There's a string of electorates across Queensland which could fall either way, and all will be fiercely contested. The long list of regional marginal seats includes the Cairns-based electorate of Leichhardt, held by Labor, and the Liberal-held seat of Herbert, which takes in Townsville. Both sides are expected to see losses and gains.
I think it's going to be an incredibly patchy result on election night, not just state by state, but actually within states, and I think Queensland's probably a prime example of that.
A straw poll shows there are still plenty of votes up for grabs.
It really seems that Labor and Liberal at the moment have almost the same policies and that they're just trying to disagree with each other.
Really, I'm not happy with either party, to tell you the truth.
Neither party really has conveyed much to me about why I should vote for them.
However they fall, just a few votes in a few Queensland seats could have major repercussions across the country. In Brisbane, Richard Davis, World News, Australia.
Still on the campaign